Hello, Zach, you alright? Nothing really. I'm just sat in the car, waiting for my lad to pick him up. So I got half an hour spare. Just have to go to a charity shop to buy him some jeans because he hasn't got any for his suit. Dressing up as a minion tomorrow for that World Book Day. Yes, I've got him. I've just said that. I've just got him some jeans. I don't know if they'll fit him. Yeah, if they don't fit him, I'll have to go to Asda or somewhere. I think they will. 30-inch waist. So we'll see. I could use that being more polite to my mum. So don't know any people that come on this. Just a bit bored, so I thought I'd come on live for a while before I pick him up. But yeah, I shouldn't really have a boost doing a live show. I'll be chewing all the time. Well, boost. Oh, thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. You know me anyway, Zach. Look, I always if I get some sweets for myself, I'm gonna get him some because he's been at his mum's for the last couple of days. So yeah, but this week's probably my last week where I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah. It's not been too well as well. I'm not gonna discuss that. I'm a lot better than I was. Half of it was being hungover, but I had one more issues, so I've not been up to it. Boot sale season here. I mean, this is the sort of weather you want boot sales open. I mean, mine are open. Been open for about a month now, but just been not that good. Good. That's the thing, you want to, when you buy stuff and put it on and it sells straight away, it's great, isn't it? I've had quite a lot of that recently. A lot of my new stuff that I've been putting on, it's sold quite quickly, but marry me. But yeah, it's great when you can sell something and you just listed it. It's quick money. It's like if you could do that all the time, it'd be brilliant because you ain't got that worry about, oh, that's not sold yet. If you watched my video yesterday, you've seen I'd sold one of the sewing machines for 275 quid. Every vacuum I've listed I sold. You look divorced. Mate, I'm not even lucky enough to get married. I'm not divorced. You're right, Aaron. Where's your car boots? I had to sell. Yeah. With Vinty, you don't have to sell under price. Sell it for what you want it, and then obviously people, if it's a good item, people are gonna lowball you anyway. Even on cheap things. I mean, I lowered all my listings on Vinted, by depending on what they were, and if they're favorited, that means everybody that's favorited that item gets a notification that has been lowered, and as soon as you do that, you'll get some sales, or you'll get them people low balling you on the item you just lowered. So you just ignore it and just tell them, I just lowered it to this price. So that's what you can do. You can get quite a few sales at. I don't know if you can do that with eBay, but yeah. Hey Weezy, you all right? I've only had that once, Wheezy. I've never had that. I've seen quite a few people say about they've had like low. They're sending an offer, they've accepted it, and then they send a lower one. I don't like reserving things because obviously most of my stuff is sold on eBay as well. And if I reserved something and it was for Pixie Gem, who I only did it for her because she's a subscriber and I know she would have bought it anyway. And I reserved it for 5 days because she was getting paid on the Monday, I think, or something like that. And yeah, she said, "Oh, I can't afford it. Something's came up now." So I just wasted 5 days, that being online, which it probably would have sold. It's not as fun as a car boot though. Vintage King. I do like Vintage. I've done well on Vintage this year so far. I've done all right. The thing about me at the moment, I want to get rid of all my stock. So I'm not as I haven't been doing much stuff on my channel. Obviously, it's taken a toll on the views and that, because obviously car boot is the best way to get views, and I wanted to get my channel up, but it's not about that, is it? Really, that's not where I make all my money. It's the buying and selling stuff. So yeah, I've been trying to just get rid of all my stuff. Like I said, I've got the Hoovers. I've got a Callaway golf bag with Big Bertha golf clubs. I haven't even listed yet, and this is the perfect time to start doing. I've still got the rest of the vacuums to do. Got some G-Tech ones. I've got the batteries. I don't think the G-Tech actual Hoovers work or vacuums work, but I can sell the battery for like what, 25, 35 quid or whatever. I don't even know how much they're worth now. But yeah, it's I just want to get that shed cleared. I want to get it cleared and then give it a clean out, because this is a sort of web. I mean, if it's like this at the weekend, I probably will clean out the shed and forget about car boots, because there's plenty of car boots I go to. I can make up with car boots, and I just need to get stuff listed. Like I said, I'm not being that well. I haven't listed anything this week at all, and yeah, it's just been a bit of a wishy-washy week. Yeah. Hate when people knock off money. The Nasta Reserve. Yeah, it's just vintage. It's weird because I've sold stuff for over 100 quid and it's not been even sold. It's like I sold that. I got that Mumbering printer, didn't I? For free, because I can get them free. And I sold it because I just don't use it. And hopefully my one that I'm using now doesn't break. I put it on for £120 and it sold for £120. No, because that's cheap, because they're about 170 quid brand new. So yeah, that's free money. That's the perks of being on social media. If you've got a certain amount of subscribers. I've been buying more this week then. I've sold the rest of it a weekend, mate. Stratford-on-Avon one. Is it good, that one, the Stratford-on-Avon? It's a bit far for me. I have realised sometimes travelling is not. It's good if you know it's a good place to go to, but if you've never been there, you're taking a risk. So like the Holcott one I've been to, which is about an hour and like 20-minute drive, that's worth going to. But Bolton's good, worth going to, but that is very far. But it's hit and miss with everything, isn't it? It's hit and miss with charity shops, hit and miss with car boots, you know. So I could have bought some stuff from the auction this week, but there was nothing really, anything worth my while, you know what I mean? That's to say, I'm trying to not buy just anything, just for the sake of it. Like I said, if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't really pick up as much stuff. I won't go out much. I'll probably go to a couple of car boots, maybe. Ones near me on a Saturday are not very good, so probably wouldn't even go to a car boot on Saturday and then just go to a couple on Sunday, because I've got a couple of good ones. I've got three localish good ones. Well, 4 really, because Coles was quite good for me. But I just don't like it. Yeah, but it's annoying because when I've got like probably 3 or 4 car boots in a half an hour radius of me, and I cannot get to everyone because they all start at the same, well, most of them. There's only the one really local to me, it starts at 7:30, but all the rest start like, you know, normal times. And yeah, I sold a Dyson V12 on Vinted yesterday for 200. People say it can't. Wow, I might have to stick my ones on Vinted. I don't know what the V12 are. It must be a good one for that price. I went to the charity shop last week and asked if they had any Lego. Came out with Lego Dimensions complete set and 2 sealed. That's all right. I just been to, because I had to get some jeans for my lad, and there's a box of Lego in one of the charity shops, one of my ones I like, and they wanted 40 quid for it. It's vintage Lego, but it's not worth 40 quid. It's like a half. No, well, you know the big containers, but like the half ones, so it's probably about that tall, and it wasn't even full. Tell it is old-fashioned Lego, like vintage Lego, because it was like very basic colours. There was only like 4 different colours, and the windows with the red and the yellow inside, you know, the little like 4-way windows. But Lego's worth a lot of money if it's decent stuff, you know what I mean? I in a way, I'm pretty gutted I went away, because I spent a lot of money, and I should have not gone and just bought the Pokemon Lego sets for my collection, because I think they're still on there. But yeah, they'll be worth a bit of money in the future. Refurbished Dyson cordless. Oh yeah. I've got one of them. I've got one of them with the box, but I don't know which. I got a cordless one anyway, but I don't know. I don't think it's ever been used. I picked it up like Asia. I've got a Batman car. I got the Batmobile car. I found it in a box. It's very battered. You know, like a Matchbox one or a Corgi one. You know, from the first Batman film. That one. Got that. I might just take a picture of it and stick it on Vinted for £1. Because it's an old one. Well, old. I think it's like at least 20 plus years old one. Yeah. Just needs, it needs refurb, it needs stripping and then repainting, I think. Been very played for, played with, I mean. Your listing. Yeah, that I was saying. I'll put it on. I'll put it on Vinted, and you like I said, yeah, I'll have to put it on for £1 because that's the lowest you can put anything on. But boy, it is like really heavily bad. Don't see many Batman stuff now. Don't really see it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be search. I don't know what. Be nice to find a new sort of item this year. You know, that maybe not many people know about, but it's always about, which maybe is fetching good money or something. I'm gonna try and keep away from plushies now, unless it's very like desirable ones. I haven't got no plushies. I've sold all my plushies, but stuff that's like worth under £10 I won't even touch anymore. It's just not worth my time. What's the point? I know I mean, if it's 50p and it's guaranteed a tenner. So, for instance, I don't know. Say it's a Sonic, because Sonic plushies seem to do well, or so, like a iconic movie. Mario will be doing well again, because Mario obviously will be out. So get stuff with Mario and all that lot. You know, if there's plushies like that, and they're like 50p each, I'll probably pick them up and bundle them up. Yeah, mine's about 25, 26 at the moment. My sale to shop ratio though is really good. I think I sold about 120 things, but I've only got about only got about 90 items on my shop. Some people say about like, yeah, having lots of items makes you a lot of money. Yeah, it does, but it's hard sometimes trying to get your listings up. You have to be I'd have to be listing about 20 plus a day to get my shop up to back to how it was. I haven't got them items anymore. I ain't got that many items to list. I've got a few boxes in the shed, which I think it's stuff that's fallen off. And then I've got, like I said, all the vacuums and golf stuff. That's it, I think. And then that is it, really. I don't think I've got anything else in there. I think I've got a walker in there, but yeah, walkers have died off now. They have died off. I sort of like made the walker trendy, and I think a lot of people have bought them and devalued them, because an average walker you only can get about 25 quid. I used to be able to get 35 quid for an average walker, and then a four-wheel one, 45 quid. I've got one on for 40 quid at the moment, and it hasn't sold yet. Yeah, more sales are better. It's great when you get lots of sales, or you get a big sale. I hate it when you got no sales, and that it's like when I sold that sewing machine, I had not one sale on that day, and then that sale came through with 275 quid, and I went, well, that's just made the day, innit? Because I could get 10 sales and not get that much. So if you can get items like that, a lot of items which are worth around 200 plus, and have like 100 of them, you're laughing, aren't you? Where's the best place to find retro games and sell on? Probably Facebook, I would say. B-Tech reseller. Leave to the pros on private account. Okay, mate. That's why you're on here. And you know what a BTEC is? It's equivalent to 2 A levels. So thank you. Not many people have got A levels. And I know what BTEC is because I've got BTEC in art and design. Pay your taxes. Like, yeah, well, I have paid my taxes. We can't get away with it now. And I've always paid my taxes because you have to. Personal items. San, what? Personal items. What are you on about, personal items? You ain't got a clue what you're on about, have you? You got. I think you definitely didn't get a BTEC in English because you can't spell to save your life. And I'm saying that, and that's funny because I'm terrible at spelling. You can claim the thing about tax, and I don't do my tax, but because I have someone else doing it for me. But you can claim on pretty much everything if you have it's something to do with the business. You know what I mean? I could go and buy a car and claim it on my business, and that means it will come off my tax bill, and that means it's not part of my personal thing. So if I say if I have 40 grand, I spend 20 grand on a car, they will only tax me from a certain amount. So yeah, 34p a mile. So my petrol as well, you have to prove it now though. I've got a thing, I've got to set up a thing on my phone where it tells you your distances instead of looking at your car, you know, your mileage. You can claim on food if you really want to. I don't even claim on food. Claim on food, you claim on, it's all the Lego I've bought, claimed on that because I haven't opened it, I'm selling it on, so eventually, so it's not, yeah, my phone, my camera stuff, my laptop, all can be claimed on. You know, if I went out and just spent loads of money on studio stuff, one of the lads at football, he's a accountant, and he has this woman. It's a big, well, got like 100 and something thousand followers, and she's got a G-Wagon, which is a very expensive Mercedes 4x4 truck, you know. And she asked, could I claim that car on expenses? And they said yes. Because she's social media and she has a lot of pictures in that car, it's part of the whole persona of her image. So yeah, she claimed on that. So think about all the money she saved on that, you know, on her bills and taxes and all that stuff. You know, I'm not 100% on know how it all works, but you can save a lot because basically what your taxes are for is how much money you've made, and then they tax you off that. But if you have bought a car and you use it for your work, that is not personal money, if you get me. So that personal money you're using, you know, out your business to buy a car, which is to do with your job. So it's not actually, you know, it's not actually your personal thing. But like, say if I went and got a Lamborghini, I can't really claim that on you know, tax. I can't try and get some money off it for the tax because my job is nothing to do with like cars and stuff like that way, you know, and it's not a car that I use for my work, if you get me. So yeah, I suppose you could claim on clothes and everything. Probably could claim on clothes as well, you know, because I do YouTube. I could claim on quite a lot of things, you know, studio, you know, lighting. There's so much you can claim on. So for instance, if you were, I don't know, a mobile chef, so like that Spudman, he probably claimed claimed off his wagon what he uses. You know, there's so much stuff. Thoughts on Whistleborough? Who? I ain't got a clue. Don't really care about any politician if that's what you're on about. Not my sort of thing. There's no point in it. No point talking to me about politicians and all that lot and who can do stuff for who, because none of them can do anything. If you can vote somebody out who runs the country very easily, what's the point? There's no point. No one's got any power. They got power while they're there, but still they're not helping anybody. No one's getting any richer. The only people who get rich are the people who are like get successful in businesses. If you're working in a normal job, you don't get richer unless you get a really good job. You know, if you get an average job, you'll get more money if you get promoted. So like say if you're working at retail, you might be at the bottom and then you'll get promoted up to a supervisor, and then you'll get promoted up to a store manager, which I did. But the more you make, the more you get taxed, and the more responsibilities you get, and the more stress you get. So I don't see the point. It's just, you know, I always say if you're gonna get a lot of money, you just gotta study hard, and you gotta make sure you get a really good job. Computering has always got good money in it. You know, being an accountant, you know, all these, the jobs that a lot of people can't do, the average person can't do. So a lot of people can't do accounting. You know, a lot of people can't do stuff with maths. You know, a lot of people can't do lawyers, barristers and all that, like high paid jobs, because there's lots of, you know, lots of money, you know, lots of time to be studying. Doctors and all that take years to learn the trade. That's why people don't want to do it, because they don't get paid enough for what they do. But, you know, and the English people are lazy now. You know, that's why most of them are foreigners that come. All the doctors are foreigners, because that's what they study, and they don't care about. And then they come over here, and it's like the brilliant life for them, isn't it? Because they got nothing where they're living, and they come over to our country and they're getting thousands of pounds for something they actually studied, where we're like, nah, we can't be bothered. You know what I mean? We can't be bothered. I couldn't be a doctor anyway, but there's probably so many people who could be like doctors and that, but just find money easier. You know what I mean? You can get like £14 an hour working at a Costa. You know what I mean? And it's easy. But it'll always be like that. Now it'll be worse and worse. That's why reselling is quite a good job, because you're not really spending anything. You are spending stuff, but you're not really spending money, if you get me. After you've made the money, you know, from the start, when you first started, after you've made that money, you're basically spending money that you've already made. So it's sort of like free money, and then you're spending it on new stock, and then you're meant to build it up and build it up and build it up and build it up and build it up. I'm terrible at the saving, so I just spend as I go. But other people are really good at, you know, saving and have backup plans and stuff like that. I've never been a very good saver, never have. But I just feel like, what's the point in saving? Because you don't know what's going to happen, do you? I mean, yeah, it's all right having a bit of money, but I'm talking about when you've got people who like basically don't spend anything. They're really good with money. I'm not really good with money. If I need something, I'll save up for it, or I'll get something, you know. But with reselling, there's not many jobs you can go to a corner shop, pick something up and sell it for maybe 20-30 quid, and you only cost you a couple of quid. You know what I mean? That's just brilliant. You know, it's just like, there's not many jobs you can do like that. I mean, the only jobs you can make money from nothing is like training courses and stuff like that. You know, if you're a football coach and you're getting people in, you know, or martial arts expert, and you can teach people, but then you need a studio to do it, you need a pitch to do that, you know, which you have to pay for. I mean, really, reselling is not, there's not much expend, you know, you don't have to spend much to be a reseller, if you know what I mean. You don't have to buy a load of stuff to make you to become a reseller like other jobs. There's always a lot of stuff you got to buy to become like a hairdresser. You got to buy all the tools, you got to buy all that. All you need to be a reseller is a phone, which you're gonna have anyway. Everything's free to set up to your Vinted, your eBay. You go to your local charity shop, you buy some items, spend whatever budget you got. I mean, if you had only 20 quid, you could probably make 100 quid out of 20 quid if you're good at it. Yeah, and it's a very easy job to make money on if you know what you're doing. And if you want to make more money, you just got to work harder. There's people, you know, there's people on YouTube that make loads more money than me, and I know that. And I'm pretty, like I said, I'm a lazy reseller. I live in my means, you know what I mean. I don't need to make more money than I do now, but if I wanted to, I could. But I don't want to start getting stressed out, you know. While my lad is at his age, I want to be, you know, here for my lad. You know, I already feel guilty when I'm doing something and he's on his game and I want to go, you know, I feel like I need to do something with him, but I need to work. But when he's at an age where, you know, he doesn't depend on me, or, you know, he doesn't really want to bother with me, then I can just go on at it, you know, I can proper motor it. But at this stage, I'm like 50-50. And that's the thing. You got a Ninja ice creamy thing. Where did you get that? They're new. They're quite new. Where did you? That must have been Facebook Marketplace. That's cheap. They're like 150, 200 quid, aren't they? Something like that. They're quite new. Only came out like a year ago or something. I don't think many people have ice cream now, but in the summer. Yeah, so from that auction, I've only got the one sewing machine left, and that's it. I've sold everything. I mean, it's Friday tomorrow, isn't it? So pretty funny actually. My lad's got book day tomorrow, and he's dressing up as a minion, but he's got his eye test straight after school, so he's got to go to have his eyes tested, looking like a minion with a painted yellow face. Oh, that's hilarious. That is. Wait until I tell him. He's also got into his senior school. He wanted to, because we wasn't in the catchment area of the senior school. Where I am now, it's nowhere near where I live. Of course, when you've got kids, you've got to be in a catchment area if you want to go to that school. Well, I'm not in it and she's not in it, but her other kids went to that senior school. All his friends from this school obviously are going to that school, and he's got in. So his mom messaged me saying he got in. So he's obviously, when I see him, he's going to be really happy, because the worst thing is going to a senior school and having none of your friends there. It's horrible. It's daunting, anyway, isn't it? I remember going to senior school, and it was horrible. I hated senior school. Couldn't stand it. Primary school is great fun. Senior school is not. Everybody's more strict. there's kids from all over the place that go there, and it might be different now though. Probably is different because it's catchment areas. Didn't have catchment areas when I was at school. Anybody came anywhere, but at least all his friends are going, so should be all right. What's up, John? How are things? Rain's finally stopped. I don't know, mate. Depends on how I feel. I know there's a jumble sale on as well on Saturday. I don't know. I don't really know at the moment. I want to really get the stuff out of the way, out of the shed. If it's nice weather over the weekend, I'll probably just clear out the shed and just work all through the weekend, you know, and get it all sorted out, listed, cleaned, and then maybe from next week start. I'm gonna try and start small at car boots and then work my way up again. I don't know. I think because it's been such a long time since I've really properly done reselling, you know, like gone out, you know, and done that. I've gone to a few charity shops. I'm sort of like, you know, when you're like, oh, right, and I've got to get myself up to it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If you had to spend 5 minutes either watching someone, oh God. You got some weird people come on here, don't you? Anyway, I'll be going soon anyway. Thank God. Yeah, but thank you, Zach, for that donation of money. Thank you. Really appreciate it. That means I've got to keep this live on now. Usually when I'm inside in the car, I delete it, but if I delete it, I don't receive that money and YouTube take it all. But thing is, with lives and people, when you see people do lives and they don't donate money, YouTube take 50% of that money. So you could give me 100 quid and I'd only get 50 quid. It's so bad. I don't know why they do that, because they don't even take that much out when you do a video. All right, that's all I'm drinking water from now on. No more monsters for me. No more monsters. No more coffees. No more caffeine. Just no more fizzy stuff. That's going in the back of the car somewhere. Why would you want to know that for? That's just weird. Is Wallapop in the U? What's that? Wallapop? Is that an actual name? Do you mean WhatsApp? I mean, not WhatsApp, but you mean What's Not? And it just came out of that. I've never heard of that. No, I'm not doing a 20. Why would I do a 24-hour challenge in Milton Keynes? Doing what? There's no point. Is Wallop? No, there is no Wallapop, whatever it is. I'm happy with eBay and Vinted. I'm not going on no. It's like I'm seeing everybody going on to eBay Live now. I was like, why are you doing it? Why are people going on lives? Why are all these other resellers you see on YouTube going and doing lives? I just don't see the point in it. You're a reseller to try and make money, right? I understand if you're a wholesaler and you pick up loads of cheap clothing for like 50p or something. Yes, do that. But why would you go on an eBay Live or what's not, and basically get 3 or 4 quid for an item, which is probably worth 15 to 20 quid, because that's how much they're probably worth. It just seems like you're desperate for money and sales, and it doesn't make sense. I've never got it. It was Poshmark, on it or something, and then it was obviously Whatnot. Now eBay Live. It's just why? I mean, auctions are great. I'm not saying they're not. Auctions are very good, but not for reselling unless you've got antiques or something like that. If you're a proper auctioneer, yes. But if you're there, right, here's a Nike t-shirt. What do you think you're going to get for it? You're going to get a quid for it. You know, it doesn't make sense. Right. And these people are probably buying these items for 3-4 quid, you know, because the people I know who are doing it just get it from where I get it from. They don't get wholesale, and if they do get it from wholesale, it still works out around about 3 to 4 quid. If you go to like Fleek and you buy a big bundle of stuff, right, it works out to about 3 to 4 quid an item. It could be even more, and you're not making any money selling it live, because people who go on lives, right, like Whatnot, no normal person, except for the odd few people, go on Whatnot. It's all resellers, knowing that they're selling stuff for cheap and I can buy it and then I'll sell it on eBay for more. Same with eBay Live. If you're on eBay Live, you're a reseller. It's standard. It's no normal person is going to go on eBay and go, I know, let's go on this live thing. No, they don't. They want a certain thing. They're like, right, I want a Liverpool football top from 1990. Right, how many people are not on live going to have that? No one. So they're going to search for one. So I don't see the point. Right, it just seems like they're flogging stuff for cheap to get more money, and that's not, I don't class that as a reseller. I just class, you might as well just go to the car boot and do it. You know what I mean? It's just selling yourself cheap to me. I just say, I might have to do a video about that. That'll wind up a few of the YouTubers, won't it? But it's just sad. It doesn't make sense. Why? Tell me down in the chat. Why would anybody do a live and lose money on an item which is going to be worth more if you sell it? Yes, you might not sell it there and then, but you will eventually. And in the end of the day, if you can't sell it for what you want, you could probably lower it down to what you get on these Whatnots and eBay Lives and sell it then anyway. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Making decent money on 50p CDs from charity shops selling. That's, yeah, but after fees, I don't know what that wallop is in, but after fees, you're not making nothing. Post and packaging, it's like you have to have decent CDs as well, don't you? I mean, I've sold a few CDs, I've sold a few DVDs and stuff like that, but it's got to be like a box set collection. Somebody was selling, it was at the auction actually, somebody was selling a load of vintage cassette tapes. There was some Led Zeppelin in there was some Pink Floyd, it's a bit of rap in there, and it went for 70 quid. So, no point, is there? But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go now because I've got to pick up my son. So thank you for joining, and I'll see you again soon.